Let's bring in former acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker. Matthew, great to see you. Joe Biden is not going to pardon his son, and I am Dolly Parton.
And both those things, unfortunately, are not true because, as you know, Dagan, Hunter Biden entered this plea for two reasons. One, he entered this plea because he had a certainty that his dad is going to take care of him, and he's not going to serve any time in prison. And the second thing is they did not want to have the entire Hunter Biden and his business associates, that may include his father, Joe Biden, entered into evidence in a court of law and a trial.
You know, I'm curious, again, if there is a pardon, and I would agree with you, this is no doubt going to be, this was a plea based on the knowledge that Hunter knew his dad's going to pardon him before he leaves office, and the politics of this don't exist because Joe's not running for president again. But it'll be interesting in the sentencing if there's any restitution that's going to be asked for. It appears that all of the back taxes have been paid, but are there any penalties and fees that he would have to pay restitution on? And that would survive a pardon, right? Or no?
Well, yes, it would. It would, Sean. But, you know, the real challenge here is the two most important years where he earned the most money from his relationship to the Burisma in Ukraine were allowed to expire somehow because of the statute of limitations, which DOJ doesn't do. You don't allow potential charges to expire before you charge them. And so, you know, so whatever the fine may be or the penalty, ultimately, I think, you know, if he gets a pardon from Joe Biden, that's going to be a great gift for him as a parting way to go out.
Moving on to this over in D.C., down in that swamp, lawyers entering a not guilty plea on behalf of former President Trump in Jack Smith's election interference case, a case Trump says would never have been brought if his last name was not Trump.
Under Kamala, the United States is becoming a third world banana republic. She and her party are censoring speech, weaponizing the justice system, and trying to throw their political opponents, me, in jail.
And that trial will not happen before Election Day either. But to what President Trump was just saying there, Matt, he's not wrong.
Yeah. He's not wrong. And at the same time, you know, you can't divorce all of the things going on right now from the political atmosphere. You know, getting the Hunter Biden case off the table and out of the news, together with introducing Russian election interference that was just announced yesterday by the FBI director, the Attorney General, and the Deputy Attorney General, together with Jack Smith entering his superseding indictment right before the 60-day window begins for the election period at the Department of Justice. That's all setting the table for Kamala Harris and her campaign, and taking issues off the table and putting issues on the table that they think at the Department of Justice are helpful to the Democrats' election hopes.
Yeah, man, let's move to this because not only is the DOJ politicized, but they've got their priorities all mixed up, and our adversaries are taking advantage of that while they go all hands on deck to address Russia election interference. Chinese spies are cozying up with Democrats. We'll never forget Eric Swalwell's Chinese lover Fang Fang, but now a former aide to Kathy Hochul has been unmasked as a Chinese operative who has been smuggling salted poultry back to China. Listen, this is what's so frustrating. Again, China is the enemy. China's infiltrating our schools and our governments. And the FBI is going back to, you know, Russia election interference. I mean, this reeks of politics.
Sean, this is such a good point because, you know, how the Department of Justice does these press conferences. You know, they announce it, they say we'll have a big announcement, and then they have the DAG, the AG, and the FBI director all sit there and talk about, you know, very seriously how Russian election interference is happening before our very eyes. And at the same time, they seem to ignore or minimize really the threat from China, our greatest adversary, and one that is actively spying on our elected officials. You know, the examples we have right now are all Democrats that have, you know, fallen for these folks in their office. But, you know, this threat is real, and this, you know, this great power struggle is real, but at the same time, the Department of Justice seems more worried about scoring cheap political points with trying to dredge up the third election cycle that we've had Russian collusion and Russian election interference than the real threat that is China.
And I go back, I looked at Sean when I was looking at Merrick Garland yesterday, and Chris Wray was sitting next to him. And I blurted this out on the air, but the Justice Department's watchdog blasted just a little more than a week ago the FBI over continuing to mishandle child sexual abuse cases. This is after the Larry Nassar gymnastics case. And the Justice Department IG, this was like looking at dozens of cases of mishandling, but they're worried about people who are protesting in front of abortion clinics through prayer. Those are their concerns, throwing grandmothers in prison. Matt?
No, Dagan, you're absolutely right. Their priorities are totally messed up. They are allocating resources to things that you point out and not allocating resources to where they need to be focused on, protecting our children, preventing future terrorist attacks, all of the national security issues that are now in front of us because of this insecure border and the millions of people that pour across it. So, for all of these reasons, the Department of Justice and the FBI need to refocus on the basic blocking and tackling of law enforcement and quit playing politics.
And to do that, you have to root out all the political actors, the left-wing activists within the DOJ and the FBI. Hopefully, the future administration will do that. Matt Whitaker, great to see you. Thanks for being with us on The Bottom Line. That does it for us.